What? Yeah. Okay. Good morning, everyone. This is the Vermont House Committee on Commerce and Economic Development. It is Thursday, January 9th, 2025 at like 10:52 in the morning. So we just returned from the floor, the joint assembly. So this is the first meeting of House Commerce and Economic Development for this next biennium. So number one, I want to welcome everybody to Commerce, existing members that were here before and our new members that are here. So welcome. I'm Mike Marcotte. I'm from Coventry. I'm chair of the committee. This is my 7th year as chair. I've spent 10 years prior to that as a vice chair and spent another 4 years just on the committee. So this is my 21st year. And I've spent all my time here in Commerce. I'm happy to have all of you on board. I'm happy to have a few more members from my caucus here today. I was the lone soldier for the last 2 years. But I'll tell you that this committee is really a nonpartisan committee. I ask you all to leave your letters at the door and come in here and work for Vermonters. And that's what, I don't know if you looked at what our portfolio is, but we have jurisdiction over the Department of Financial Regulation. And before I start getting into any of that, there's going to be an alphabet soup going on here. Acronyms are going to fly all over the place. And so if we as members that have been here before start talking and we're starting to throw acronyms out, don't be shy to just let us know that we're getting ahead of ourselves. So until you get to learn those acronyms, I think Rick Olson was here when I started, but in a different capacity. He used to be in legislative council. So Herb, I'm glad to have you here with us. So thank you.
Awesome.
Really appreciate. I'm glad that you're on our committee. So
I'm happy to be here.
what was your portfolio when you were here?
I'm sorry,
What was your?
at Ledge Council?
Yeah.
Well, started really in this committee, and doing the work. It had a health component, health insurance, and then that moved. But no, I was legislative counsel for this committee for a number of years, and then picked up some other issues too around healthcare. But very, very happy to be kind of back where I started,
Just to give you a little background, I own a convenience store in Newport, my wife and I. I wouldn't be here if my wife wasn't at the store running it. So a lot of kudos to her. And I'm sure all of you have that same thing going on if you have a significant other at home, keeping things going while you're here. So I appreciate everyone's willingness to run and to be part of this legislature and be part of this committee. We generally start the morning at 9 o'clock. Try to keep us going until 4. Sometimes we might run over. Sometimes we might get done earlier. Fridays, we'll start at thinking 8:45. We have 2 UVM interns that help us in what we do. They check out what the Senate, our counterparts in the Senate do. So they'll come and we'll also ask them to do some research for us at times too. So they'll come in and give reports to us on Fridays. Kirk is heading that up. So if you have questions about that, Kirk, there you go. Let's see what else. Fridays, I try to get us done by 3 o'clock. So you can generally count no later than 3 on Friday. There's always going to be times where we might have to go longer. And we might go shorter. When we do go shorter, I bank those hours so that when I do have to keep you past our usual time, that we kind of banked that up already. So I don't know. I'm pretty much informal in here. When I call on you, I'll call you, once I get to know all of you, I'll call you by your first name. I'm not, unless we're in, if we're in a hearing or something, then I'll refer to you as representative, but otherwise than that, I'll recognize you by your first name. Please, when we're having committee debate discussions, if you want to speak, raise your hand. I will, or if I'm not here, Edie, or if Edie and I aren't here, Kurt will call on. Just keeps it much more orderly. And we try to give everyone a chance to speak. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Just try to listen to the discussion going on. Try not to ask the same question again. That keeps things flowing quite a bit. So to get back to our portfolio now, so we have Department of Financial Regulation. They deal with securities, banking, insurance. We do all insurance except for healthcare. We don't deal with healthcare insurance, and also they do captive insurance, which we do. Captive insurance is very special to the state of Vermont. It brings in, $25-30 million a year. And we are the #1 domicile in the world for captive insurance. So they'll be here at the end of the month. They'll be here talking to us. Generally, we make some changes every year. They suggest, working with Department of Financial Regulation, they suggest changes be made to the statutes to make either bring on some new captives, new captive organizations, or just some housekeeping things. So they'll be here anyway towards the end of the month, and we'll bring some of the captives here to speak with us. Some of the captives, Walt Disney, large hospitals, even the Roman Catholic Church has a captive here in Vermont. So we do consumer protection. So last year we did a big data privacy bill that almost made it through. But that'd be something that we'd be working on again this year. I think we'll be heading that up again. Edie will be working with it. It's pretty dense stuff, a lot of moving parts. So we'll do our best to get you all up to speed on that, dealing with that. We also have jurisdiction over the Department of Labor. We do all things except for labor law. We do unemployment insurance, workers' comp. We also deal with them when it comes to workforce development. We also deal with the Agency of Commerce and Community Development. We generally have all of the divisions in there except for housing and community development. But because of the workforce component that we have, we do talk some about housing here too, because that's been a big issue. And also, we will talk to the Agency of Education because we deal a lot with the career technical education. CTE is a big workforce component for us, as is higher ed and high school as well. So we intersect with almost every committee on anything that has to do with commerce, economic development, or workforce. Secretary of State's office, we'll be dealing with them as well, especially the corporation division. David Hall is the director of corporate. David, former large counsel, he used to be one of our legislative counsel here as well.
Attorney General.
Yeah, the Attorney General's office. We work very closely with the Attorney General's office on consumer protection issues. So they will be coming in as well. And then who else? Missing anybody? Yeah, once in a while we'll deal with transportation when it comes to franchise law. think those are the majors. So in the next week or two, we'll be bringing all of them in to have them meet you, explain, to kind of give you a high level view of what they do. And then we'll also bring in the lobbyists that we deal with, and the different subjects that they work with clients on their behalf here.
Intersects with federal statute around things like foreign trade zones and other sort of.
Not specifically. We haven't really talked about foreign trade zones. I've dealt with that. I used to be the chair of the select board in Coventry, and we dealt with foreign trade zones and with our RDC, our Regional Development Corporation, in the kingdom. But specifically here, we don't like that. Anything else? So if you'd like to introduce yourself, we'll start at that end, work our way here and then down there, and then our vice chair, and ranking member.
It's nice to see everybody in here. I know we've had a chance to meet. My name is Jonathan Cooper. I live in Pownell on the southwestern corner of the state, representing Ben One. My other position is managing the Community and Economic Development Program at the Bennington County Regional Commission, a combined regional planning and regional development corporation. So I'm delighted to be here. Thank you.
I'm Emily Harris Duncan. I'm from Whitingham. I'm representing Wyndham 6, Wilmington, Whitingham, and Halifax. My background is as an artist and business owner, and I've done some work in economic development and community development in Philadelphia when I was living there. And I'm really glad to be here with y'all.
Like I said, I'm glad to be back where I kind of started on a lot of this stuff. Herb Olson. I live in Starksboro in Addison County. I represent Bristol, Lincoln, Moncton, and Starksboro. As I think Mike said, I started out as an assistant attorney general of some human services agencies. Then did some work with legislative council, a bunch of different committees, but this was a real focus. Then I went on to be a general counsel. It used to be called BISCA, and why they were able to change that to the Department of Financial Regulation. So it's not one of those dreaded acronyms. And that's a bit. So real happy to be here and to be with you folks.
My name's Abby Duke. I represent parts of Burlington, the part of the old North End and part of the new North End, and nice long stretch of the lakefront. I was appointed in the spring, so I have 5 days of experience. My first day was the first day of the last week. So it was, so far this week has been a bit different than that last week. In the other part of my life is I run a catering company that I started 21 years ago.
Edie Granning, I represent Jericho and Underhill. Just starting as vice chair, we sadly lost the person whose seat I'm trying to fill. My background is human resources. I used to run a mortgage department. I've worked in auto shops. I ran my own business doing trainings, lots of pieces all over the place. I chair my school board which is a 5-town school board, so a merged district. Very involved in tech ed.
Kirk White from Bethel, and this is my third biennium, and I was a COVID baby in the legislature, so my first year was done all online, and so I always talk about how I felt like my first year I lost, like this is a very different process, so it took me a while to catch up. And I am the ranking member, which means I'm number 3, I guess. And my background is my day job is I'm an acupuncturist, and Chinese herbalist, and I also I have a property that I rent out for events and things like that. So that's sort of my day job, and I got involved in my community. I was born and raised in Bethel, and Bethel was a very depressed little place for about 50 years. And I decided I was going to be part of the team that was going to start to fix that. And that sort of got me rolling into economic development and creative economies and all that stuff. So that's why I'm there.
Monique Priestley, Bradford Fairleigh, West Fairleigh, and my background's community and economic development and technology.
Michael Newton, Berry City. I'm the chair of the school board, BUSD, which is also a merged district. And was 14 years on city council, and I obviously work for National, which I don't know if that's going to be a problem. No? Okay,
Unless we're doing something specific tonight.
we're good.
Go ahead. They will probably come and chat with us as well.
I'm Tony Meklis. I do a lot of different businesses. I have three. I run an IT consulting business. I also run a industrial rubber products distribution business, which does more national, international, whereas IT is much more local. And then third, if that's not enough, I'm a real estate broker, and I sell particularly specifically foreclosures. I am a member of the Milton Planning Commission and a member of the Economic Development Commission in Milton. And I've served on both of those committees for over a decade.
I'm Dave Bosch. I'm retired from Green Mountain National Forest after a 39-year career with the Forest Service. I represent Wallingford, Clarendon, West Rutland, and the bulk, but not all, of Rutland Town. So it's Rutland 2. I'm a town auditor, justice of the peace there. In my Forest Service career, I worked with permits. In fact, once the decision was made, I wrote the permit for the wind farm in Searsburg, the tall towers.
Yes.
First one in the country on National Forest System lands. I got to break some new ground, create fee policy for the nation and stuff like that. So interesting. But we had everything from outfitter guides, a whole variety of small businesses that we tried to encourage, maple tappers, maple producers and all. But the fact that I spent 39 years steeped in the federal government, I'm very curious to see how my universe of acronyms interacts with this.
Great. Again, welcome all of you. Looking forward to working with every one of you. We will team you up with some of the veterans that are here when you start getting bills in to try to work them out. We have anything that we need to have some. We need to work with some of the businesses or entities that are involved in the bills. They team you up with our veterans to work with those outside entities, outside the committee structure, to bring back compromise language if that's needed. Well, Anna Grace, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Anna Grace. I'm the new committee assistant. I live in Burlington, Vermont, on the North End. I recently graduated with my bachelor's degree in mass communication and media studies. And my hometown is Richmond, Vermont, so I'm a lifelong Vermont. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Can you just let everybody know what you do and what you don't do?
I'm still figuring out all of the details of that myself, but definitely I run the Zoom meetings, I get us up on YouTube, I get everyone scheduled as far as witnesses go. If you have any questions with the meetings, how it's run, and witnesses and all of that, just go ahead and email or text me. And what I do not do is get copied for anyone but myself. I don't have a very long list of what I do not do yet. Might yet discover, but yes. Wear many
Probably
hats.
we'll bring Megan in,
Yeah,
have her let the committee know too about what to expect from our committee assistant. And what she does do for us and what she will not do for you, specifically.
And I was so Anna Grace is gonna have our schedule. She'll have a weekly schedule, which will change as the week goes on. So every night or every morning, just double check your email or check our webpage. We can go through all of that, but she's our point person for when everything is happening in the quarter and all of that. And our chair does a great job of keeping us on schedule. So
We, if you have, if you're not going to be able to make, committee time, or if you need to leave, just let us know. If you're sick or you're running late, let Anna Grace know, or let me or one of us know. She also give her your cell phone numbers if you don't mind, so that, we'll get that list of all the members of this committee. And then, we'll use text, also. So if you're out on the floor, we need to have you come in, right after the floor, then we'll send a text out to you too. Watch your emails all the time, your legislative email. And as, Edie said, check our webpage, on the legislative website. There could be changes within the agenda, so check your agendas every day. And they could change even during the day, but check them first thing in the morning too.
Yeah, Anna Grace did give me a bit of a segue into a question I had. Is this just a water only environment like the floor? Or may we bring coffee in for ourselves?
And
coffee, snack.
Okay, just wanted to,
remember, this is your room.
I am looking for Representative White. So these are new badges. That badge no longer works. Okay. So if you want to come into the building, you need this nice new one. Do not, I know it says like 27 or 28, but because it's a biennium, is that right? Great, learning it. All new representatives got new badges, or all representatives got badges, so. Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, this is your room, so when we're off. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So behind you on both sides, there's cubbies there. File cabinets. To take one. They're yours. You can put
Okay.
whatever you like in there. You can put your files in there. You also have file in front of you. Some of you have desks, some pullouts on your desk. Yes, well, you get the good seats. We don't have those up here. Also, there's a refrigerator here. It's for our use, so you bring something in that needs to be refrigerated, drinks, food, whatever. More than. Go ahead and use it. I'll bring some snacks in once in a while. They'll either be on the side or we'll put them on the table. Always help yourselves. That even, even when we're meeting with people, just try to be careful when you're eating. Remember, we're on TV, so. What else is there? Oh, we need to choose a clerk for the committee. It's generally done by a vote of the committee. Monique has been our committee clerk for the last biennium.
Requested. Request support for.
Monica would like to continue on as a clerk unless somebody else would like to take the job.
Do you need a motion for a nomination or do you just need a
Well, I
motion?
think,
Motion to nominate
yeah, we might.
Monique.
Sure.
You say,
Okay, sure.
I will second the motion.
Thanks, guys.
Seconded and any other nominations for clerk of the House Commerce and Economic Development Committee?
Are you noting this down?
Yeah.
Okay, seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Our clerk once again.
It's just the role, it is the role.
It's not like it used to be.
No, yeah.
Make sure folks know what time we're gonna get together.
Mhm. Yeah. So, again, generally on Fridays, we'll start at 8:45 and we won't tomorrow. We'll start 10 minutes after the floor tomorrow. So come in, we're gonna have some, the lawyers that we deal with in legislative council will be in to just chat with you a little bit. Chat with us. We'll have lunch. We'll be back again at 1 o'clock tomorrow. We'll have some people from Joint Fiscal Office come in. There's a couple of them that deal with us specifically. Some on tax increment financing and the budget. There's portions of the budget that we are asked to weigh in on, when it comes to the Agency of Commerce, Department of Labor, different things like that, brownfields, money that goes in the budget for different things. So, micro business lending, lots of different things. And then, at 1:30, somewhere around there tomorrow, Kevin Moore from IT will come in and just let you know about what they can do, how they can help you, things you shouldn't do. When you're online, clicking on spam stuff and then if you happen to do that, notifying them. So he'll go over all of that stuff too. So I suspect tomorrow will be done no later than 2 o'clock. You can plan on that. Don't forget tomorrow to put your expenses in. It's best to keep up with that. If you have any issues, go down into the legislative lounge. And I don't know who's in there now. Is Delia in there?
Yeah, she's
She's still
Yeah.
there.
So
There were 3 people in there
Yeah.
earlier today.
they can help you if you're having an issue, putting your expenses in for this week.
I may have missed it, but is there a form? Do you pick up a form or is it all online? or-
All online.
You're dating yourself.
I don't have to hide that.
So this is gonna be our assigned area. If we have a laptop, are we allowed to leave it here?
Mhm.
And can we just leave it here overnight?
Yeah.
There's no,
Probably the best thing to do would be to put it in your file cabinet.
no one's gonna come in and steal.
No, I've been,
We've been lucky to
my
not have
20
any
years, I've
problems.
not had any issues. I've left things here. I don't know that I've ever had anybody, at least in this room.
We didn't talk about the bells. The green bell that you
Yeah.
can see lighting up and you can hear it's for the Senate. So
So
you
you'll
can
learn the
ignore that.
chime, yeah.
The red one, the red light with the different times for us
Yeah.
that we have to respond to.
Then you may hear the bells ring 3 times. That's telling you there's a roll call vote going on if you're not in the chamber. But you know that you need to get in there to vote. There's quorum call too. You're not on the floor and there's not a quorum out there, they'll call, get you in there. So you'll learn the numbers and chimes. Anything else?
This is our only meeting today.
We'll be back here.
Back. Oh, yeah.
I mean, no, this, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
today.
we won't.
Okay.
I was gonna have you, I was expecting us to probably get done by at 11:30. I was just gonna have you come in so you could pick your chairs, but we get it done early, so instead of meeting at 1, we won't. So when the governor's address, when his inaugural address is done, you're free to go. And then we'll meet tomorrow, again, 10 minutes after the 4. So don't forget to give Anna Grace your phone number. And any other questions? We'll be working to put the agenda together for next week.
Just to make sure. So our next business is the governor's address. There's nothing.
Right, yeah. So you want to be on the floor, that starts at 2. The bell will start going off probably about 10 over 5 of 2. So when they start going off, get to the chamber. Anything we can do to help you, feel free to ask us. We'll do whatever we can or point you in the direction that you need to go. But we're here to help each other and do our work for Vermont. So. Anything else? Anything? Perfect. Okay. I think that's it.